Hello, everybody in social media land. Hello. Wow, I'm trying to get my everything to stand up right. There we go. All right. A little itch, a little. Okay, and there we go. All right. Hold on. I'm still here. Oh boy, 1 second, please. Everything's falling apart. And we can't have that, can we? I'm not sure why everything can't get it was standing. Everything was standing just perfectly a minute ago. Now it doesn't want to. Okay. Back to my watermelon lip gloss. Hello, Naneteo. Oh, you want to join my live? You can. I don't know if you mean to be asking to join me live, but maybe you have a question. Do you have a question? All right. Hello, everybody. I hope that you had a good week. And it's Friday, and on Friday, we like to celebrate wins. So, anybody have a win that they want to share? Let's see. I'm going to come up with a win too, because I haven't really thought about it. But I have like dog hair in my mouth. Let's see. A win. Well, I had a family match, a couple that had a fall through and then rematched. I'm looking this way because I have this board of all my families who have matched, and there is 21 lines on one side to list all the families and 21 lines on the other side. I've never gotten both sides, but I typically always have one side totally full, which is 21 people. Right now we have, 20, 19, 18 people matched. Still pretty good. I'd like to see that full. But yeah, we had a match just the other day of somebody who's due very soon. And this was a family who had a disrupted adoption not too long ago. So I'm always happy to see that. And a personal win. Oh, I know. And again, we have to remember that wins don't have to be big, and I think of wins too, of things that I'm just grateful for in my life and that bring me joy. That's a win. Any little bit of joy, especially during this time in the world, I think is a win. And I typically walk my dog with my neighbor, and every once in a while we'll go on a little hike in the there's this place nearby me that feels like I'm in a whole new land. And it's just gorgeous right now in the fall with all the leaves changing. I don't know where you are, but where I live, all the leaves change, and it's just absolutely stunning. So I found this little trail near me, and my neighbor couldn't go, but I decided to go anyways, and I can let my dog off leash and run around. And there were streams that were babbling brooks, and trees that were changing colors and all of that. And that was my win, that I got to enjoy that. So what about you? What win did you have this week, or what brought you joy? Take a minute to just reflect on that and write it in the comments. And even if you're rewatching this later, I invite you to do that, because those are the things we keep us going. In fact, that has a lot to do with one of the things I want to talk about today. So if you didn't know, we have a Facebook community for any hopeful adoptive parent. So if you are a hopeful adoptive parent and would like to join our Facebook community, and I can tell you what we do in there, it's called the Adoption Roadmap, I think, Community and Education for Hopeful Adoptive Parents. But if you look up the Adoption Roadmap, you'll be asked a couple of questions, and we would love to have any hopeful adoptive parent inside of that group. Once a quarter, we have a speaker where we are teaching something adoption related or hearing from one of the members of the triad, something of the sort. And otherwise, it's supporting each other, being able to ask and answer questions and get support. So we'd love for you to join. But this past week, it happens to be one of our clients, but somebody asked, what keeps you going when you start to lose hope? And if this person watches, I just want to, I feel for you, and I see you, and it can be really frustrating when you are presenting, especially when you're so open and you present one after another, and you're not being connected. Just first of all, know that it has nothing to do with you. And everything to do with that expectant mother and what she's looking for and who connects with her at that given moment. And just know if it's not you, it wasn't meant to be you because it wasn't right. When it's right, it happens. And everybody will tell you that, even though it sounds cliche. And, sometimes you don't want to hear that in the moment, but it's true. So here's what a couple of people said in the community, and there was a lot of love given. One was, I would say for me, it was believing that if God drew me to the process of adoption, that he did so for a reason and he had a plan. The wait is so hard and full of questions, doubts, excitement, and all sorts of other things. Trust that what brought you to this journey did so for a reason. Good luck. I love that. If you have faith, and if you practice faith in your life, if you meditate, if you pray, this is a great time in your life to really rely and really turn to your faith. Somebody said, believing that one mom in the world is looking for a family like mine helped us wait. It wasn't easy, but so worth it. Yeah, I mean, that's a really good point, because all it takes is one mom, but it's that right mom. Oh, funny enough, I said I went on a hike, and my neighbor just texted me and said, you want to go on a hike tomorrow? Yes, ma'am, I sure do. So believing that there is a mom out there who is looking for you just like you are looking for her. And another person said, reaching out for moral support from this group when we went through an adoption disruption a few years ago really helped me, knowing we weren't alone in that heartache. And I just want to say amen to that, because community is so, so, so important. One of the biggest feelings I hear from people sometimes who are going through the adoption process is that even if they're married, they still feel alone in the process because your parents don't get it, your friends don't get it. And having community is really important, because you want to see, oh, we're not the only ones have experienced a disruption, or we're not the only ones that have been waiting for a long time and keep presenting, or we aren't the only ones, you fill in the blank. There are hundreds of other people just like you who are experiencing the same things or who have experienced the same thing. And that goes well beyond adoption, right? I mean, we all have our own struggles. I'm having some struggles right now myself. And what am I doing? I'm going online and I'm getting advice and listening to other parents to see what they did or what they read or what have you. But one of the things I actually want to bring up, and I'm really excited to do so, some of you may know this already, but speaking of community and speaking of, your family or your friends may not understand what it is that you're going through, you might want to share my book with them. It's a short read. And also for anyone I'm so proud of this. Like, I finally took our entire adoption roadmap model, which is the model that we use for every single one of our clients. So this is a shameless plug here. And I finally put it into a book. We have an online course. We have our one-to-one services. And now that same information is also in book form. So in the adoption roadmap, and this is something great to share with your family members because it walks you through every single step of the adoption process. So if you're thinking about adoption, for number one, this will tell you everything you need to know about what the process looks like. Okay, it's not an easy process, but this breaks it all down for you in a way that you'll understand. I share my story at the beginning, and maybe I'll read a part of it to you right now. But and I share my favorite picture, one of my favorite pictures, and then I literally walk you through every single step. So the chapters are, first I start with my story. Step one is demystifying adoption, and then I break down laying the foundation, the home study, working with adoption agencies and attorneys, birth mothers, the match, the birth, the adoption, post-adoption, legal, and the cost of adoption. And that's all demystifying adoption. Like, what is it? What am I about to walk into? And then we talk about step two, the adoption profile, creating your storybook. Step three, building your agency portfolio, a multi-agency approach. Step four, from connection to happily ever after. And under that step, it's vetting adoption situations, more waiting, preparing for parenthood, congratulations on becoming a parent, finalizations, benefits of working with an adoption consultant, and conclusion. So it's not expensive. If anybody reads through Kindle or online, it's literally, I think, $4.99. But you can get the actual book in your hand for, I think, less than $15. I think it's $14.99. So it's on Amazon, called The Adoption Roadmap by me, Rebecca Greenspan, but spelled Gruenspan. So super proud of this. Get your hands on it. And if you do, I would love a review on Amazon because that's going to help me get it into the hands of more people. There was also one other thing that was posted that I wanted to bring up. Oh, it was about state laws. Excuse me for a moment while I take a drink. Oh, shit, there's nothing left. Oh, I hate that. That's when I call my assistant, my son. Okay, so another thing somebody was about state laws. So sometimes, and I can't remember if I brought this up or not yet, but sometimes you might be dealing with one state law, sometimes two, and sometimes three. So what do I mean? I mean, if the agency, the birth mom, and the adopting parent are all in the same state, then you are following that state's laws throughout the whole adoption. If you have the agency and the expectant mom or the birth mom in one state and the adoptive parent in another state, most of the time you're going to follow the laws of the agency state. However, if they deem that the laws where the adoptive parent are could be better, there are ways to follow the laws in that state. Now, when I say follow the laws, in most states, you have the option to finalize in the state you adopted from or the state that you live in. In other states, I lost my train of thought for a minute. In other states, you cannot finalize outside of your home state, and you have to finalize in your home state. And sometimes it gets complicated because you're looking at laws from the adoptive parent, from the birth parent, and from the agency, which sometimes could be all three states, and then which laws do you follow? So there's a lot of ways that it can be done. And a lot of it is going to depend on basically the agency. They pretty much are the deciding factor, and but that's usually not something you have to worry about. All right, I am going to just read a little piece of my story. I got married very young, and the marriage lasted under a year. My divorce in my early 20s left me feeling like a failure and completely lost. Many years of endless dating followed, dating sites, blind dates, setups, you name it. I always had the urge to have a large family, and it seemed that my desire to settle down just turned the guys I was dating away. So finally, although fearful, extremely nervous, and totally not what I had planned for my life, I decided I would become a mother on my own. Of all the dreams I've had in my lifetime, this was the one dream I would never let go of. People thought I was crazy for setting out on this journey to become a single mother. They said it was hard enough with two parents. I would never know the difference, I told them. You adjust to your reality. My decision was a difficult one for my parents. This wasn't the picture they had for their daughter. But thankfully, once everyone realized that nothing they said or did would deter me from fulfilling my dream, they embraced my decision and I gained their full support. My journey started by pursuing fertility treatments in my late 30s. Nobody prepares you for what's to come. Clomid, a simple little pill that makes you batshit crazy and gain 10 pounds, was the first step. No baby. And then I move on and I get into my adoption journey before I get into the steps. So again, the adoption roadmap, I hope that you'll take a look at it. It's on Amazon. All right, that's all I've got for you this week. As always, if you have questions about adoption, the adoption process, post-adoption, anything adoption, I, Rebecca Greenspan, founder and CEO of RG Adoption Consulting, I will either have an answer or find you one. So we would love to help you on your adoption roadmap. Have a wonderful weekend, y'all. And I will talk to you next Friday, same time, same place. Keep on your adoption roadmap. And if you veer off, get right back on. Don't lose hope. Bye.